If you've ever walked out of a marching band competition saying, "These judges don't know what they're doing," or you're convinced that your band should have placed higher because you felt it, I need you to buckle up, because today we're going to talk about what parents consistently misunderstand about scoring and judging. And you might feel personally offended before this episode is over, and that's okay, because growth is uncomfortable. Welcome back to Soundstage EDU, the podcast where we tell the truth about this activity so the kids can thrive and the adults can stop embarrassing themselves. I'm Mike DeJohn, and after last week's episode, apparently I'm too cynical for some folks online, which is hilarious because while someone was typing that comment, the episode was blowing up inside the Spotify algorithm like it was shot out of a cannon. So, if clarity sounds like cynicism to you, you might want to prepare your spirit, because today we're going deeper. Today we're going to keep going. We're going to talk about what parents get wrong about scoring, judging, and the entire evaluation process. This is the real story. The story directors wish they could tell you without getting a dozen emails, and the story judges wish you knew before you accuse them of not knowing the show. See, parents think judges are sitting in the box going, "I don't like that school. I hate woodwinds. My cousin's kid marches at a rival school." Or, "I'm docking points because I didn't enjoy that trumpet feature." No. None of that is happening. It's not supposed to. Here's what's actually happening. Judges are literally just trying to answer one question. Did the performers demonstrate the caption criteria better than the other ensembles today? That's it. Not last week, not last year, not the school's reputation, not your kid's effort, but today, right now, on that field, in this moment. And that's why your "we were way better than last weekend" argument doesn't matter. Judges don't judge improvement. They judge performance. Let me tell you a secret that 95% of parents don't know. Judges want your kids to do well. Seriously, they do. Because when your kids are shredding it on the field, guess what? Their job gets easier. Their commentary becomes clearer. Their scoring becomes more confident. Their day becomes much more enjoyable because judges love clean shows. They love when a group surprises them. They love when a band steps up and delivers something emotional or demanding or new. They love seeing a group exceed expectations. None of them are out there rooting against your kids. If anything, they're rooting for them harder than most parents are in the stands. Parents imagine judges flipping through a score like they're evaluating a Beethoven recital. No, they're not doing that. They're judging for clarity, timing, spacing, balance, blend, achievement, demand, vertical alignment, horizontal phrasing, excellence, communication within the ensemble. Whether your show is Tchaikovsky or Taylor Swift, the criteria stay the same. And listen, I have to pause here for a moment because we've officially hit a milestone in the Soundstage EDU universe. When your content reaches enough people, you eventually attract that crowd. And that crowd is the conspiracy crowd. And sure enough, someone commented on a Spotify episode, not on Facebook, not TikTok, literally right inside Spotify with this absolute gem. And I don't normally like to be so specific about these things, but I'm going to, because it's going to tie into the next topic. But this is what I got. I quote, and I say this, I quote, because it's on the podcast. It's been put out there in public. And this individual said, look at the MSBA 4A championships and tell me why the host school has won for the last 6 years. Maybe a conspiracy, maybe not. Sir, no. Just no. Let me explain something gently. Successful bands win consistently because they are consistently successful. The same reason the same schools dominate BOA regionals. The same reason the same drum corps make the top 6 every year. The same reason the same WGI groups medal decade after decade. It's not because they host the event, it's because they have systems. Something Soundstage EDU is well known for promoting. They have programs with strong directors, stable staff, established culture, booster support, institutional memory. They have clear vertical alignment, decades of development, and consistency. Programs with those things tend to stay excellent. Hosting a show doesn't magically improve your blend or your intonation, your ensemble timing, or equipment maintenance. If it did, I'd be hosting a marching festival every single day of the week. Let's be honest. Judges aren't risking their reputation, career, or integrity so the host school can get a plastic trophy and a photo on the website. I mean, this isn't Ozark Mountain conspiracy theater. It's marching band. If the host school is winning every year, it's probably because they're really, really good. The state I used to come from, the state I came from before I landed here in the Kansas City area, there was a school that won the state 6A competition every single year. And they hosted it. Did they win because they hosted it? No. They won because they were really, really good. In fact, they are Grand National Champions many times over. They didn't host it there. They were just consistently excellent. Everything about them was built upon a system. But okay, rant over. Let's get back to our regularly scheduled education. So why do bands really place where they place? You need to understand something. They didn't lose because the judges hate you or they're political or they didn't understand the concept. Your band lost because someone else was cleaner. Someone else played with more control. Someone else communicated more. Someone else marched with more accuracy. Someone else achieved their design better. We are in an achievement-based activity, not an effort-based one. If you've ever heard the tapes, here's the truth. They're not saying this show sucks. These kids are terrible. What they are saying are things like nice moment. Watch that release. Side one trumpets. You're ahead of the pulse. Guard improvement noticeable. Clarify the step-offs at letter C. Tapes are neutral, professional, helpful. No judge is whispering secret deals like they're in the back alley of the band mafia. Now this is why we need to talk about this. Misunderstanding judging doesn't just lead to bad Facebook posts. It damages parent-director relationships. It damages booster morale and student confidence and program growth. When adults invent conspiracies instead of learning the rubric, kids lose. And I promise you, the kids deserve better than conspiracy theories and Facebook meltdowns. If you're listening and you're thinking, our booster group needs to hear this, then join the Soundstage EDU Parent and Booster Support Group. That's where we're doing the real work. That's where the educated conversations are beginning to happen. That's where directors, parents, and leaders actually grow. I'll put a link in the show notes if I remember, but if not, just go to Facebook and search Soundstage EDU, one word, Soundstage EDU, Parent and Booster Support Group. You'll find us there. Click join, answer the questions, we'll let you in. For those of you that want to go even deeper than that, you want more? Deeper dives, behind the scenes truth, the stuff that I can't say on this free feed, plus discounts, support, guidance, and actual community, then join the Soundstage EDU Insiders. You'll find that also by searching. That's where the real transformation is happening. There are some requirements to join that group, but you can find it and decide what you want to do from there. Listen, parents, this activity is supposed to change kids' lives. Let's stop dragging it down with conspiracies and misunderstandings, and let's raise the bar together. Remember, the uniform didn't make them special. They make the uniform worth cheering for. Now, before I close this out, I mentioned that comment earlier, and I said it's going to tie into something else here. And I just want to say this because I know some of you are typing already. But yes, the system is run by humans. And yes, that means it's not perfect. There will always be bad actors in every activity on Earth. There will always be someone who tries to leverage influence or bend the rules or brag about knowing a judge or claim they saw something backstage that proves corruption. Look, do isolated incidents happen? Yeah, probably. There are jerks and clowns in every industry, and band is not immune. But here's the truth. The adjudication system itself is not designed for corruption. It is designed to measure performance achievement, not props, not budgets, and not politics. And the overwhelming majority of judges out there, they're good people. They're trained, they're ethical. They care deeply about the kids. And they want this activity to be fair. But I also know that there's a lot of smoke in the air right now. People talking about favoritism, people whispering about bribes, people bringing up a hot mic online claiming they caught judges being told who to put on top. And instead of brushing that off and pretending I didn't hear it because it showed up on my post, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to address it directly, openly, and with actual research, not rumors. So in the next episode in this series, and it might be a little bit because we're coming up on a holiday week, and I've got to travel for work, so I might not be able to get to this for a while, but that'll give me time to do some good research on this, right? So in that episode, we're going to dive straight into that big question. Is marching band judging corrupt? Or are we just uncomfortable with the results? We're going to talk about the human factor. We're going to talk about ethics. We're going to talk about where the problems really are and where they aren't. And we're going to separate conspiracy theories from actual adjudication reality. Because Here's the bottom line. People are not out to get your kids. The judges are not plotting in a smoke-filled room. And the system, while imperfect, is not built on bribery and favoritism. So if you want the real story, the honest, researched, no-spin version, make sure you're following this show. Make sure that you're in the Soundstage EDU parent and booster support group, because we're going to talk about it there. And make sure you don't miss the next episode in this series. And hang around with us on this show. We do a lot of work to try and help you guys navigate some of these complex issues. Because, especially with this one, I think we just accidentally walked into the biggest hot topic in the activity right now. And I'm not afraid to talk about it. So we'll see you next time.